Welcome, everyone, to the second edition of the Out of Context podcast, featuring myself, Adrian, to you, my friends. Yes, you are my friends. It's Walker AC. Now, climacophilia is an arousal of falling downstairs. I'd like to introduce to you my sidekick, my co-host, my host, my bestie with the she don't have testes. She's Ashley Majestic. Hi, Ashley. How are you?
For one, hello, but how do you know I don't have testes? Have you been down there? You sick bastard. Like, you don't know what I got swinging. Swinging all day. I'm doing the helicopter over here, buddy. You don't know this. You don't know what I'm like. You don't know what's about me.
As long as you're not, standing next to me while I go pee, I think we're okay, because I feel pretty awkward. 6 feet.
No,
6 feet, buddy.
You're asleep and I teabag you.
Was that you? I thought that was your loofah. I digress. Anyhow, we have a very special guest joining us on the Out of Context podcast. You may know her. You love her. You care about her. You listen to her podcast too, Serberus. This is Miss Bradley. Hi, Miss Bradley. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. How are you? And can you please tell me what that word was again? Because I caught what it meant, but I didn't catch what the actual word was.
I don't know what you're talking about. So anyhow, how have you been these days?
Surviving hurricane and all that fun shit.
Of course. I mean, we're all here in the Florida area, so we've all experienced the Hurricane Ian and everything that's come along with it. I've lost internet. People have lost power, but we're still surviving. And, of course, Ashford, how are you doing these days, other than staring at my junk as we pee together?
No. When you pee with friends, you hold their hands. We don't stare at each other's junk unless, there's a camera head in the bowl. But I'm more about holding hands. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good. It's been a fun last 24 hours, or I should say 48, because also dealing with a hurricane. But so I have a little story to tell about what happened before we started recording. So Sarah, I want you to understand. So we're waiting to get Sarah to get into the new server that we have on Discord for Out of Context. And I'm texting Sarah saying, Sarah, get on Discord. And I get a response back, I don't know how to use Discord. And I thought, well, this is weird. You've been using Discord. But anyway, I call Sarah. I'm talking to Sarah. And I was like, hey, click on this, click on that. And then I get disconnected. And I'm trying to call Sarah back. And I keep going straight to voicemail. I'm like, okay, well, maybe she dropped her service, because Adrian and I are thinking, okay, she's out, she doesn't have the signal, something's going on, we'll wait a few minutes. So we waited about almost 5 minutes. Then Adrian's calling, and it's actually ringing, and I'm thinking, this bitch. And while Adrian is calling, and you didn't pick up the first time, I get a message on my Facebook Messenger from a Sarah saying, did you call me? And it all kind of clicked. I was calling and talking to the wrong Sarah. I was talking to my friend Sarah that I've been friends with since I was like 4. And I didn't realize, because I have you both have your names spelled the same way, but for you I have Sarah B. And it's just, I wasn't making 2 to 2, because I'm thinking, wow, you sound different on the phone. You're not taking my call, but Adrian's phone's is ringing through. And I'm just like so confused. No, damn it! So, sorry for my yelling people, but Sarah got briefly disconnected, so she couldn't hear my whole story. But you guys know, and she can go back and listen to this. But yeah, so I'm sitting here like, oh, I'm a fucking idiot. I mean, I already knew that, but every now and then it truly comes out.
Well, I mean, we don't want to call you an idiot. We'll just say you're special. You're special. You're touched.
We do be dumb sometimes.
No. I got an education. I went to Florida public schools.
That definitely explains a lot.
hold on. Didn't you go to Florida public schools too, Adrian, or are you not?
I don't know what you're talking about. I have homeschool. My teacher was hot. She was really hot. But I digress. We don't want to talk about that too much.
Hot. You're in Florida.
Really?
That works in more than one way.
Wow, disturbing on so many levels. So, with the out of context show, I think this is my turn here. So we're gonna bounce off a couple of topics, say some rude things, and just keep everything moving. So, ladies, the first topic we're going to talk about, because I think we've all had that same kind of experience growing up poor, and Ashley and I touched upon it the very first episode about our hardcore disdain for spaghetti. Because for me, growing up poor, Mom would make a big pot of spaghetti that'll last us for 3 or 4 days. We have spaghetti just literally all the time, minus ground beef here or there. And now being my age, I can't even think about spaghetti. So what was one of the things that you grew up on eating, being less fortunate? Sarah, we'll go with you.
Vienna sausages. I can't eat them. I can't smell them. Same with Chef Boyardee. Surprisingly, I love spaghetti. I fucking love spaghetti. I could eat that all day, every day. Because my mom would, make a point to still make it good, So even though it was something we had all the time, it's something that is kind of like comfort to me. Same with, like a lot of people's comfort food is, chocolate or what have you. But for me, a certain comfort food is steamed or boiled broccoli and cauliflower. That's just something that we would eat. And it was something that was made special because of my mom, So the thing I can't eat, I can't smell, I can't look at is Chef Boyardee and Vienna sausages.
I was never really a big fan of Vienna sausages. We have it when we were young also. It was small, tiny, and it had a very odd taste to it, and it smelled really, really bad. And yeah, thinking about that just kind of makes me gag. Now,
Yep, I can't.
Speak up, Ashley. We can't hear you.
That's what she said.
Oh, good Lord. For you, what was it for you other than canned meat?
So I'm kind of like agreeing here both with you and with Sarah. Like the thought of spaghetti just makes me want to hurl, as we talked about in the last episode. But Vienna sausages, I remember eating those as well. And as a kid, because there's only so much to eat, because we grew up in like a poor household, that's what I had. But now the thought of eating like Vienna sausages, it's like, no, thank you. It's also with hamburger helper. I just, no, I don't.
Oh my God, same.
Oh God, I hate hamburger. Even as a kid, I remember hating that shit. I hate hamburger helper. And
I can't eat hamburger helper. I can't do it.
So now, when you say Chef Boyardee, I agree with you to an extent. Like most of the Chef Boyardee ones, I just cannot eat. I would eat a lot as a kid, like the cheese raviolis and stuff like that. I would eat because that was cheap. You could buy them for like 60 cents a can or whatever. It was like, I just know it was cheap because my mom would buy a fuck ton of them because that would be our lunches and dinners a lot. But the one that I could still eat to this day, it's the lasagna one of Chef Boyardee. I will eat that shit straight out of the can without heating it up. Yeah, well, let me, like, because before you guys see the house I'm in now, when I was like 18, 19, I was struggling a lot, so I was still broke, and I was pretty much surviving off of my own income, which is gas station income, which is not a lot. So I was eating that, and didn't have a microwave or something. So it's like, okay, have to eat this. So that I could still eat. It's been a long time since I had that, but the thought of it, I don't feel nauseous. But if you told me to eat like Chef Boyardee raviolis or any other type of Chef Boyardee, I'm like, ugh, no, thank you. But if my husband came into this room right now and gave me like a can of the lasagna Chef Boyardee, I'd be like, fuck yeah.
No, it all tastes the same to me. Literally, all of it tastes exactly the same to me.
You're right. It's more just in different forms, but I think
Yeah.
it's like it's just the form itself. So I'm there with you. I'm not disputing that at all, but it's just I don't know. It's just I could have the lasagna versus the raviolis and spaghettios and stuff.
Oh, no.
No, when it comes to the raviolis, once again, it's a texture. Because thinking back of SpaghettiOs and raviolis, Chef Boyardee all came in a horrible small can. You'd open up and you have the thick sauce and stuff like that, and it was just grotesque to me. And when you explained it, it all came crawling back. Spaghetti and SpaghettiOs, and it was just horrible because it was a fact that. Not that we weren't a hard-working family. We were just poor. So dinners were very simplistic because there's so many of us. And once again, a can of ravioli, a can of spaghetti would last us for such a long period of time. We wouldn't have to really cook a whole lot. I mean, we would get fancy and have bologna sandwiches or something. But yeah, my taste for bologna and spaghetti and raviolis just instantly turns my stomach.
Now, one question. So, no, this one, I have a question after this. So, I don't know if either one of you remember the spaghetti. So, regular SpaghettiOs, I could eat those. I don't feel like I can gag, but it's the SpaghettiOs with meatballs. Because those meatballs are not meatballs. It's like rolled up cat food.
I know. Oh, God. Just anything Chef Boyardee is an absolute no to me. Like, that is torture in the nth degree. The smell. Oh my God, my ex used to love that crap. He would take it and microwave it with cheese in it, and just the smell, the whole house would smell like it, and I would feel so sick. Nope, not at all.
I believe SpaghettiOs and Chef Boyardee are two different brands, but I get what you're saying.
Oh, are they really? To me, they're exactly the same. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, and taste and childhood trauma, sure, by all means.
Oh my God, the level of childhood trauma with that shit.
Yeah. Now I have a quick question here to see if this has happened to Adrian's offspring yet. So you being a father and you're raising your child, is there any foods that he ate as a child to where the age he's at that he just like, ugh, no thank you?
Scrambled eggs. I used to make scrambled eggs and omelets for him all the time. Because that's what he loved. He loved these scrambled eggs and also daddy pancakes, pancakes. He can still eat daddy pancakes, but scrambled eggs, you're such
really
a perv. Scrambled eggs, he cannot do anymore. Omelets, he cannot do anymore. So that is his, close to vomit food, as I am with spaghetti. Bizarrely enough, he loves spaghetti. His Grammy will make spaghetti. He'll eat it like crazy. Me, I can't be anywhere around it, or else I will physically get sick.
Disown him.
No, I love spaghetti. That is one of the ones that actually survived for me like that. I will make that anytime. If I'm broke, I will make myself some spaghetti and be good with it because I know that it's good, Mind you, I don't get there. What?
I said, I'll be right back. I'm going to try to figure out how I can block you.
You love me way too much to do that.
You're right, but I want you to chase me.
So not going to go there, folks.
You,
So not going to go there, folks. Now, as we put a capper on this particular subject of foods of our childhood, what other traumas, food-wise, that we could think of? There was something... Not something that everybody knows. Kool-Aid was one of them. I can't drink Kool-Aid anymore because that was the instant go-to if we didn't want to drink water.
Still fuck up Kool-Aid.
Oh, I miss Kool-Aid. I would have a whole thing of sugar in my Kool-Aid. Like, oh my God, I miss that shit sometimes.
If you can't taste the diabetes, it's not Kool-Aid.
If Wilford Brimley is not talking to you, it ain't Kool-Aid.
Yeah, diabetes. Like,
Diabetes.
even when I go to Costco or Sam's Club, if occasionally I'll see them having the boxes of Kool-Aid pouches, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm buying this. I'll do that with Capri Suns too.
Dude, ice blue raspberry lemonade was the shit.
I don't know, man. I'm a grape Kool-Aid person.
Really?
And then when it came with like grape, Kool-Aid, and then with Capri Suns, tropical punch, all day, every day.
Yes. All day, every day.
And
Capri Suns were a huge, absolute huge, what's the word I'm looking for? Delicacy for me. Like, we were too poor to have them, and all the kids at school got them in their Lunchables. So for me, I always wanted the Lunchable with the Capri Sun because that was the fancy Lunchable, right? And
Suns is what you would get when you go to your rich friend's house.
yes. Oh my God. But like, no, I always wanted Capri Sun and we could never afford it.
With the country club lemonades.
Oh, I love that shit though. Because you buy it and it makes like 50 bajillion gallons of it.
Yeah. Oh no, by all means, I love it. I guess we're avoiding like the trauma foods and drinks now because I'm all about what we're talking about. But hold on, they still occasionally make this because some stores you'll still find them. But bug juice.
I don't know what that is. What's bug juice?
So bug juice, it's like a little kid friendly drink. It's like a tiny little bottle. It's just different flavors, but they'll call it bug juice, and it has cartoon bugs on the label, so kids are like, haha, I'm drinking bug juice because I'm cool.
Okay, okay. I think I've seen that. Is that the one that looks like a barrel?
No, that the barrel. I don't know what the brand is for the barrel juice. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I love that shit. I saw a case of that once at Sam's Club a year ago, and I bought it. I haven't been able to find them again since. I'm bummed out.
Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree has them.
I know where I must go tomorrow.
Yep, Dollar Tree has them. I saw them there just the other day because I've gotten them and been like, ooh, yum, I always wanted this. As an adult, they're insanely sugary. But as a kid, like, the height of freaking decadence is a drink that you don't have to, get out of a bucket and share with your brother,
Hmm. You know what? The decadence of childhood hydration, water hose water.
Yes, that shit was the best shit. I don't think I've ever had water that tasted that good.
That's big crack water right there. That's when they put the strong drugs into the water that made Florida man who he is today.
I mean, I'm remembering the hose water from Texas. So, I mean, I didn't grow up in Florida, y'all, but it's oh my God, the hose, and you just open it up and you just drink straight from it, and it's got that slight metallic flavor to it, but it's also refreshing and just so good. And nowadays I'm so damn picky, I have to have purified water, not spring water.
So, oh, girl, no, okay, I don't like purified water. I can drink it, but you gotta drink spring water because spring water has all the minerals your body needs. Because if you drink purified water is completely, as it is, purified. There's nothing in it.
I know,
but you get so thirsty.
I know, but I hate the taste. I can't stand the taste.
Zephyr Hills all day, every day for me, baby.
I had to buy a crap ton of Zephyr Hills for the hurricane because that's all that was available, and I'm slowly but surely drinking through it, and it is manageable. I don't like it.
And you happen to have another pack of Zephyr Hills.
I have a shit ton of it.
So I can make a trade with you because I bought a pack of purified water from Target the day before the hurricane. I will trade with you as soon as you can, swim your way out your neighborhood.
I will happily trade with you. They're 40 packs.
Oh hell yeah! Mine's not a small pack. But I don't know how many. It's like a pretty big pack, so it's probably right around the same amount that you're telling me.
Yeah, I will happily trade you a pack of your swamp water for purified water.
Okay. We're gonna have words. We're gonna have words. Whether it's recorded or not, you and I are gonna have words, or we can have words in a parking lot.
Look, I love you. It's just that I'm bougie about water now.
So yeah, so I definitely gotta bring our guys back on course here because we're just definitely celebrating the swapping of water. So it's the little things that makes us happy.
It's things that make girls happy.
No, not purified water. Purified water is it's just disgusting and horrible, and it's for and only horrible people like it.
I mean, I never said I was not a horrible person.
Oh, good Lord.
Horrible people that kick puppies.
No.
Oh yeah, I put it out there. It's in existence now.
I will hurt a person before I will hurt a puppy.
Nope, I said what I said.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
It's in existence. It's out there forever now.
I deny your statement. I deny.
Well, I'm American, and what you were saying, I choose to, ignore.
All right.
That's how Americans do. Like, people can bring them with facts and like, hey, this is what makes sense. And as an American, I'd be like, I'm not going to listen to you.
That is the most American thing I've ever heard. So yeah, I'm going to agree with you.
Red, white, fuck yeah.
Okay, it's truly America.
Oh.
Now,
America.
now, of course, speaking of celebrating little victories here, actually, something caught my attention. My sister and I were talking a couple days ago, and about celebrating. And the only thing I don't understand is, of course, we're gonna change gears here, make a hard right turn. Is I'm not understanding celebrating anniversaries of death. Now, what I mean by that is like they're celebrating 9/11, for example, kind of heavy, and also celebrating the Manson murders and celebrating Ted Bundy because he has a series out right now. I don't understand that. What's America's big deal about celebrating serial killers, or celebrating death things? Because you want to not necessarily forget, but you want to heal. But if they constantly slam it in your face that Ted Bundy, killed people and ate people, why would you want to celebrate that? I don't understand that.
Because we're sick and demented people.
Well, I can speak to the remembering things that happened. The serial killer thing, no, we just sick and demented. Yeah. But as far as like remembering the anniversary of, you mentioned 9/11, it's a remembrance of what was given. So what it is it's the idea of never forgetting what happened, and it's kind of a form of an indoctrinization. It's basically kind of like, remember the Alamo, in Texas, any kid that goes to school in Texas can tell you, remember the fucking Alamo. What happened at the Alamo? Do y'all know?
No, because I grew up in Florida.
Exactly. Fucking exactly. Okay? It's a form of indoctrination. At the Alamo, basically, a small group of people fended off against a bunch of Mexican soldiers. They all died. It was during the Mexican-Texas War. I forget which one. There were lots. Kind of like Sparta versus Babylon in the Battle of, was it Thermopylae? Same idea. But like, ain't nobody remember that except for people that grew up in Texas, right? It is a form of like, we're the same type of people and we have the same kind of history. That's what it is. So if we want to remember whatever thing that happened, it's because it's a way of identifying, hey, I'm part of this group, you're part of this group too. This is something that happened to us in our history, It's that, I'm not describing this well because my brain is not working right.
You're doing a whole lot better than I could.
But it's essentially like the hive mind of, this is what happened to us,
Right, and we mentioned this. What happens to us? Now I understand your point of view. I understand that, but it just falls into I'm not trying to turn it dark or anything, but okay, never forget that X amount of people died. To me, that defeats the purpose of the healing process. Jeffrey Dahmer murdering people, Albert Fish murdering people, like a car accident, that wipes out 15 people. You need time to heal. But to me, it's kind of defeats the purpose of the whole never forgetting thing. That's
Oh no,
just,
you're completely right. The purpose of it is not to heal. They've done studies on this, and I just can't remember off the top of my head what it's called. But the purpose is not to heal. The purpose is to warn. The purpose is to have that kind of mentality together, to bring people together, so that they recognize, hey, we're the same. We had this happen to us the same. Kind of like fear of snakes and fear of spiders, Same kind of idea. If you are afraid of spiders and you freak out in front of your kid's never seen a freaking spider before. They don't know what it is. But now they're afraid of it because you told them to be afraid of it, and you are making them remember, You don't remember what happened during XYZ because you weren't alive, yet you remember it because, people told you about it. So it's not about healing. It's not. It is about warning and community. Shared trauma.
Pretty much. And yeah, between how the both of you are describing this, it's just, I really can't contribute, because for one, I'm not much of I'm more of a history buff, so it's more of the knowledge. Of course, I was alive during 9/11. I remember watching it live, probably just like the YouTube, sure did. But it's more of a history thing to me. It's just finding out facts, the numbers, just the fact that it was a huge, unfortunate, and depressing event that happened. And then, of course, conspiracy theories bloom from it. So I'm more of like an information taker, wanting to learn more and more into it, no matter how depressing or dark it can be. I just want to know the knowledge. Versus like some episodes you've heard us talking about. Things are out there that people are into with their kinks, versus I just like to know knowledge. It's more of, wow, I can't believe that happened. Wow, I didn't know about this. I've known about this for 15 years, and there's more details still coming out that I didn't know about before. So for me, it's more of a knowledge thing that I'm learning it versus, remembering things such as that. Of course I remember it, but, the only thing about the Alamo that I understand is from King of the Hill, because they've done a couple of episodes. And that's the only reference I have for it.
That's all you need to know. But no, I agree with you. I'm a huge history buff, and we wouldn't know a lot of the things that we know without people being, hey, remember this that happened? But at the same time, you got to remember that history is written by the victor. Things could very well be very different from how they really are because of who wrote the history book. You know what I mean? And we see that constantly in today's educational system.
Yeah, for sure. That's why it's always good to intake more knowledge, because different authors, different people, new things get discovered every other year. So that's always, it's like going back and relearning things. And then it's up to you to decide, do you want to believe that, or do you want to debate it? And that's what's really cool, is having the conversations with people. You don't have to be intelligent. It's just that you're open-minded versus like they just made, being American, we don't want to be told things. I love that. I love being proven wrong on something. I don't take offense. There's a little bit of the pride that hurts, but especially when it comes to history and knowledge, I love it when I get proven wrong, and where it's actual, factual, or you bring more evidence or more facts to me. I'm like, oh, holy crap. Yeah, this changes my mind because I'm seeing this.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I love that.
And see, this is why I bring up a certain topic like that, because because to have that conversation, it definitely means a lot. Of course, it'd be taken out of context. See, I said it, and
Zing.
Absolutely, and we want to have that conversation, because something like that I don't understand. I guess it's because, once again, it's a small generational thing that I don't. I don't care too much for celebrating death. I don't. And of course it could be a warning and stuff of that nature. You look out for people and places and certain events. Just that I'm not a big fan of turning on my TV and having someone to tell me, oh, it's the 25th anniversary of mass murderer Bob, walking into a KFC and slaughtering 15 people. Because the parents, the friends, the loved ones of those 15 people have to relive it every single year. So I don't ever think that's a really good idea to do that, especially a nationwide tragedy of that. So I don't think it's beneficial.
I agree with you.
Well,
It's sad, like that family and friends that knew these victims are still alive today, that they have to constantly relive it and not, the therapy. But I just don't see it changing anytime soon because that's what history is unfortunately about. As much as dark and demented I am, and like I like to learn about, dark and demented things, I'm all for honoring the victims, and you should know that if you're gonna learn the serial killer's name, you should know the victims' names. Which I am a hypocrite in saying this, but I also do believe it's honor the victims if you're gonna glorify the killer.
agreed. You should be respectful of the victims because it's really about them, But at the same time, you know, America has this weird obsession with bad things happening, you know? Like this weird, strange obsession with, what could possibly go wrong, And I can't explain it. It just is. Like I read this really cool horror book just the other day, and of course I'm like really digging it because again, I want to know what's wrong, like what happened, what's going on, but it's that human need to know more, I think. But at the same time, I agree that, remembering the 25th anniversary of the day somebody got killed, I'm not about that. I'm sorry, I'm not. It might make me a horrible person, but not only do I, and this sounds bad, this sounds really bad, I don't care because that person is dead and we need to move on from that. And B, you can't bring them back. So why have a whole day where you're like super sad because the person is gone and there's nothing you can do about it? Why not remember their lives how they were instead of the day that they died? I don't want, when I go, I don't want people to remember the day I died. I want people to remember how freaking awesome I was,
Well, what if your death was like really tragic and horrifying? Can I remember it then?
Yes.
Okay, awesome, cool, cool, cool.
Tell stories about the really cool way that I died.
I'd be like, oh, you should have seen how the spine was twisted and protruding out, and your children, your grandchildren are like, what? I'm like, yeah, it was funny. And they're like, you want to see pictures?
That I'm actually kind of cool with because I always said I would go out with a bang. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for. So I had my friends over a while back, Brandon and Veronica, and for some reason we got into the whole conversation like, hey, if I die, this is where I told my friend Veronica, I was like, listen, if I die, full on permission, you can tell everyone there, besides, like, hey, she didn't like none of y'all. Feel free to cuss out any of my family that shows up besides my nieces and nephews. They're actually cool. I said, but just go on out and you just do you. And I looked at Brenda, I was like, and I am saying this out loud and verbally because I don't want you or Hasm to be like, when she's doing this at my funeral, and like, no, she really wasn't like that because she was just joking. I'm telling you this right now, I am not joking. She is clear to go, like green lights all the way. She can just be disrespectful and just completely throw shade to anyone she sets eyes upon, and I will be A-okay about that.
You are going to haunt people more often.
I love that idea because if people are showing up at my funeral being like, oh my God, I'm so sad that she died, blah, blah, and it's someone that I fucking hated, get the fuck out. Get out my funeral. I will haunt your ass. Get out.
I like the idea that what if you pass on and you can make a contract of how long you can haunt people? Like there can be like certain packages, like okay, if you do this package, you do have to. If it's just a light haunting, okay, that's just the standard package. But if you want to seriously haunt the living fuck out of someone that you knew, you have to do this many years in hell. Or, so there's different packages, and the more you go up and more powerful of a haunting that you are, is how long you're going to be damned for. Or it's like, okay, you know what? You can haunt and you can be just a flat out demon, but you will never go to the good place. And I'm like, so that's where you're just there within the clouds, or you're in purgatory, and they're just like, here are your options. Pick one. No refunds.
I mean, I don't really believe in hell, but people get stuck here. They do. They do get stuck here. Like, as someone who believes in that kind of thing, and as someone who has experienced a lot of supernatural things, I can tell you for a fact that people do get stuck here. But I don't think people really mean to get stuck here, because it's hard to get unstuck. But I will tell you right now that if someone's acting a fool at my funeral and I hated them, I'm going to need someone to tell them about themselves.
I will do that for you.
Please do. This is someone I clearly did not like. And I don't dislike a lot of people. There's only a few people that I really and truly can think of that I truly dislike. But, like, if you're acting a fool at my funeral, you best believe we're going to have a trouble.
So I like the idea, Adrian, you gotta be with me on this. We just wear super dark sunglasses, and we're gonna be dressed up in suits, and we're just gonna stand to a certain distance, but clearly observing the funeral. So people will be like, oh my god, did Sarah live a double life? What was she involved with? And just leave. Just, if someone finally looks at you, we just do a subtle nod, and then turn and walk away.
Or we can do that, and then and we slowly speak into our watches like secret FBI agents, and then just quickly walk away without saying a word to anybody.
And then we'll come back after a few days, and then we'll be around the grave, and people might come to visit, and we'll be like still talking like into our wrists or something, and then when someone comes, we'll be like, and just be like, disperse.
Actually, this brings up to my last topic, and you guys have very good timing. It's kind of serendipitous. I'll get your thoughts on this. We'll go one at a time here. An older man, where he lives is inconsequential. He's 62 years old. He gets up every morning, and I read this. He gets up every morning at 6:15 to go to his ex-wife's grave. He urinates on her grave every single day. He's been doing it for the past 5 years. And in the beginning, the family of the ex-wife didn't know what was going on, because they would find stains on the gravesite. And then they found out that it was the ex-husband that was doing it. His wife would drive him to the gravesite so he can pee on the ex-wife's tombstone every single day. And he would leave packages of feces next to her grave.
Oh yeah.
Now, the funny part about it is, the family of the deceased went to the authorities, and the authorities can't do anything because technically he's not doing anything wrong.
Yeah, technically he's not.
Now, it's a special kind of hatred, a special kind of energy you're willing to waste every single morning, like clockwork, to go piss on your ex's grave. Would you ever do something like that? I'll start.
Oh God, I admire that level of pettiness. Like I aspire to be like that.
That is a beautiful level of petty.
Okay.
Like, that's beyond my abilities right there, sir.
Okay.
That's badass.
I would love to meet this guy and shake his hand after he washes his hands, but I would love to shake his hand.
I was about to say.
Okay, so we'll start with Miss Bradley first. Would you urinate on your ex's grave if you outlived them, and why?
So first off, my ex is not important enough for me to think about that often.
Amen.
Okay? So anyone that is my ex is not that important in my life. If they are that important in my life, then there's something wrong with me. All right, just putting that out there. That IDGAF, if you're my ex, I don't care enough about you to pee on your grave. Okay? Just putting that out there because, honest to God truth, that's quite a level of like care that I just don't have for someone that I clearly hated that much. Like, I just don't care enough for that. I've come to a point in my life, in my healing process, that that is, quite frankly, a level that I would never want to stoop to, simply because, again, I don't give a fuck. Like, that is a fuck I don't have to give, you know? Is the guy badass? Absolutely. Is that a level I want to aspire to?
Uh-oh.
Absolutely.
Oh, Sarah, hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Huh?
Your microphone went out for a couple seconds. So before you finish that thought, let me go over to Ashley. Let me ask her real quick.
What? Ask me what?
Really? You've been paying attention that long?
No, I'm listening. You're like, you're telling Sarah to hold her thought. Let me go over and ask Ashley. So, you mean asking my thoughts about being that petty if I would do that to an ex?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's what I was confused about. Like, wait, ask me what? But no, I agree with Sarah. I don't spend time thinking about exes or anything like that. That's the past. And on top of that, none of them are actually worth that kind of effort for me. But I do want to say that, like, Sarah, you're more than welcome to pee on my grave. Like, that's
I will
okay.
happily pee on your grave because I love you enough to pee on your grave.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh. Great. That's like the best afterlife gift anyone can give to me.
I know, right? Because you actually matter.
I appreciate this. And, I'm going to have, like, a sign on the back of it, like, these people are allowed to pee here.
That's exciting.
Now, does it have to be one at a time or together?
You can hold hands and sing. You can do it
I was
one by
about
one.
to
No
say, we
preferences.
can.
But Adrian, do you have anyone that you feel like you would go that effort for, like exes or people that you hate?
In my previous life, yes, I would. But now, no, absolutely not. Because, now see, while I admire his dedication, I mean, true dedication to urinate and also put fecal matter next to the gravesite, and to me, that's just a place of fun and hilarity. I would do it out of sarcasm. I would do it just to be silly. But no, I don't like waking up that early, number one. I don't like holding my bladder that long, number two. And number three, I don't want anyone seeing me do it. That's, I might get pee anxiety and I might have to be there for a while. So
Are you a stall here?
no, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. I'm a fire hose, but I digress. And plus, making the trek to find my ex's grave and to actually do such a thing. And, I don't want to explain that to the police. Granted, I'll never get arrested, and I'll just get a strange little stare or something. But no, I wouldn't do it because that meant I still had some sort of care and admiration for that person. Now, if they were on fire next to me, I may pee on them just a little bit, not to really put them out, but just let them know that I could, I control if they live or die. So, that's just my own personal thing. But
Just enough to be annoying, but not enough to put them out so that, they stink while they die.
absolutely, and I'll eat a lot of asparagus, before I do. So Ms. Bradley, before your phone got messed up, now what were you going to say? I mean, you trailed off towards the end of your thought because your signal went in and out.
Oh, basically that I don't give enough fucks for that, and that I admire the guy for caring that much about somebody, but I don't have that kind of energy for that kind of toxicity. Like, that's not what I've got, and quite frankly, it's a waste of time. And I have a limited number of fucks every day, and that is a waste of a good fuck.
Fair enough. I mean, I think we're all in agreement that we wouldn't waste energy doing that because, we're much older now, much wiser, so something like that is kind of petty. But once again, you have to admit, you have to admit it is funny. It is really, really funny.
For sure. I mean, I admire that level of pettiness.
Yes, I admire that. That is an epic level of petty.
Now, as we're speaking of petty, I think it's time. I really think it's time because Ashley has to redeem herself. And also, Sarah, Ms. Bradley, on top of it, you have to get into the game also. So, I mean, are we ready to play the game, or do we have another topic?
Is it
Let's
time?
do this.
Okay.
I love this game.
So, as I'm getting everything ready, Ms. Bradley, where can they find you if they want to reach out and contact you?
Well, they can find me on Twitter at Serberus Magic. They can find me here on the Walker AC Experience show as Serberus, which will be returning soon. My health is getting better to the point that I can actually, talk for extended periods of time. So I should be returning soon. And also they can email me at cerberusmagic@gmail.com.
And also, Ashley Majestic, where can they find you?
Nerd Lady on Instagram. That's the only place you shall see me. And I'll say it. That's it. And then all the other plugs that Adrian's going to drop about where you can find this podcast, where you can find him, or if you don't, you can just find Sarah and I. That's okay.
Oh yeah, just Google us, stuff like that. No, of course, as always, you can find us on walkerac76.podbean.com. That's walkerac76.podbean.com. And of course, you can find us on over 20 apps, whether it be Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Google Podcasting, everything in between. Show some support for the experience. Show some support for the out of context. If you're still with us and have not tried to write in and cancel us, you'll be back next week. It's no problem. You guys love us, and we're always entertaining. So I am getting ready for the game here. So let's see here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give each of you wonderful people 2 rounds of Pick the Porn. And once again, for those of you who are not familiar with Pick the Porn, we're going to give 3 titles. You have to tell us which one is the fake porn title. I was surprised that this game is really popular. The home version of Pick the Porn will be available very soon. Of course, prizes will be included of us calling you individually and congratulating you on a job well done. Ashley Majestic will call you personally and tell you congratulations on your victories of Pick the Porn. Ain't that right?
That's to be determined.
Oh, well,
I have social anxiety. I don't want to call people. Can I text them?
Texting's better.
Well, yeah. Like you can text them. That's fine.
Okay, cool. Or I can have my husband call them.
That'll work too.
And then they're thinking they're being threatened.
I like that idea.
That definitely can work too. All right. So seeing how Ms. Bradley is a special guest of this week's Out of Context show, we're going to start with her first. We're going to give her 2 rounds of Pick the Porn. Ms. Bradley, are you ready?
I'm so ready. I love this game so much.
Okay, so here we go. 3 titles. You tell us which one is the fake porn title. Number 1, Polka Hot Ass. Ace Ventura, Crack Detective, or Black to the Future. Which one is the fake porn title?
Can you say them again for me, please? My phone was messing up.
Absolutely. Number 1, Polka Hot Ass. Number 2, Ace Ventura, Crack Detective. Or number 3, Black to the Future.
Oh my god.
Talk it out if you have to.
I feel like Crack Ventura is real because, quite frankly, they make porn out of anything. And the whole thing with him being in the Rhino, that tickles some people's fancy, you know, monster fuckers and all that. So I think that one's real. Black to the Future kind of sounds like something that would be real. So I'm going to say that the first one is false.
Polka Hot Ass. Is that the fake one?
Yep.
You are incorrect. Polka Hot Ass is a real title.
What?
Now, actually, we're going to put a little small twist on this game. Ashley has a chance to steal. So, Ashley, which one do you think is the fake porn title?
Black to the Future.
You are correct. Black to the Future is the fake porn
God.
title. So now we're going to bounce it over to Ashley Majestic. Your topics are Balls of Fury, Hori and Potter, the Sorcerer's Balls, and Robin Hood, Prince of Beeves. Which one is the fake porn title?
What was the second one again?
Hori and Potter, the Sorcerer's Balls.
I'm going to have to say that one. It just doesn't sound good at all.
You are incorrect. That is not a fake porn title. Miss Bradley, would you like to steal?
Yes. Tell me the title of the other two again, please.
Balls of Fury and Robin Hood, Prince of Beeves.
That one's not porn.
That's Robin Hood?
The Robin Hood one? Robin Hood is not porn.
You
Balls
are incorrect.
Fury is totally porn. I swear to God, I've seen that one.
You are
What?
incorrect.
Balls of Fury is not one. I swear to God, I've seen that one.
Balls of Fury is actually a regular comedy movie with Ben Stiller.
Oh, duh, Sarah. Oh my God, I feel so stupid. But Prince of Thieves is also a real movie.
Yeah.
Your Pornhub history now.
So now we're in round 3. We have one more round to go. So we're going to start with Miss Bradley once again. Are you ready?
I am. I need to redeem myself.
All right. Number 1, Beaver and Buttface. Number 2, Butterface Bang. Number 3, The Whore of the Rings. Which one is the fake porn?
Oh shit! Those are all. As I was just saying, my health was getting better. Oh shit! Oh my God. I'm gonna say the Lord of the Rings one is real because they will make porn out of anything, which leaves the Beavis and Butthead one, or what was the other one?
Butterface Bang. Did we lose her?
Butterface
Okay.
Bang.
I'm sorry.
Butterface Bang is the one.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Butterface Bang is the fake one.
You are correct. Butterface Bang is the fake one.
Yes.
And finally, Ashley, back to you. The
All right.
the Bear Bitch Project, Missionary Impossible, or Yeasty Girls. Which one is the fake porn title?
Oh God, it better be Yeasty Girls.
Ew. Ew.
You are correct. Yeasty Girls is the fake porn title.
Heck, thank fucking God. Holy shit.
Oh God.
I probably would
Oh
have
my
disconnected for this podcast if you had told me I was incorrect.
Oh my God. Same. Gross.
We thank everyone for playing the infamous game of Pick the Porn. Next week, we'll have another 3 to 4 round episode of Pick the Porn. Can Ashley Majestic redeem herself? If Miss Bradley joins, can she do better? We shall see. Now,
Excuse me, I got 2 right on this one.
but the last episode, you got all of them wrong. Remember?
Go fuck yourself.
Exactly. And also, climacophilia is the arousal of falling downstairs, like I mentioned in the beginning of the show. It is spelled CLIMACOPHILIA. LIA is the arousal at falling downstairs.
Did not know that was a thing.
Absolutely. Start off the show with some
Learn
knowledge.
something-
Knowledge is power,
Learn
folks.
something new every day.
Now, as we put a capper to the Out of Context show, do you have any final words? Miss Bradley, any final words for our listeners out there?
I need to know more weird facts like that. Like, what's the term for like every different kind of arousal? Like, I need to know these things. Like, this shit's cool.
And Ashley, anything for you?
Not really. I'm just kind of seeing that like Ashley still has to redeem herself in this bullshit. Fucked up.
You did better than me this time.
I know, but still has me fucked up. Like, oh well, you got them all wrong the last game. Well, you know what? That was the last game.
Yeah. Well, if it makes you feel any better, the last time I played, I won every single one of them, and this time I didn't. What?
It doesn't make me feel any better because I got one of them wrong.
No. I'm so glad that Yeasty Girls was not real. I'm just so glad. I'm so glad.
Yeah, I couldn't deal with that. If that was true, oh my god, that.
Just imagine it. Come over here with your cottage cheese self.
Oh god, this title should have been in the last episode. I swear to God.
I still haven't listened to your last episode, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, well.
You know what? It's okay. You can take your time to listen to that, but please do, and make sure you have an empty stomach.
Yes. And now, of course, as we're signing off, Ashley, I would like for you to do me a favor. Before we officially sign off, would you be so kind to send Miss Bradley that phobia that made you literally shut down your Google for the night?
Yes. Okay. Hold on, because this has to be a live reaction.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Now, as she's getting it ready, we're letting everyone know that the views and the opinions of the people who are hosting Out of Context does not necessarily reflect the views and the opinions of the Walker AC Experience, Serberus, and also the Irritable Ashley. These opinions are totally separate. They'll offend, make you laugh, everything in between. So, did you find the thing I can't even say or even look at?
Yes, I did. I'm making a screenshot right now.
Now, as you're doing this, explain what this phobia is for our home viewing audience that they can Google it themselves.
It's called trypophobia.
And what is
I don't want to
trypophobia?
know.
Well, actually, we'll wait for the reaction, and then you can tell our audience what that is. There we go.
Okay, I'm not getting anything through. Hold on.
Theme music playing in the background.
It's loading.
No dead air.
Oh shit!
There we go.
There it is.
Oh, that. I have so seen that. It is so freaky. I don't have that fear too much, but like it does make my skin crawl, and it does make my spine tingle.
Now, Ashley's...
Like, I don't have that phobia, but it's great.
See, no, I don't have that
Like, I
phobia
can't-
either. But imagine typing that and just constantly scrolling. Because that's what I was
Thank
doing.
you.
While
Like, it's
while we were recording yesterday, I just kept scrolling.
You know what it makes me think of? Like, I know Lotus, the main one that you see with this is lotus flowers. You see the seed pods for lotus, and that's what a lot of these are that people are putting in like other people's skin and like making you scared of it. It's usually the lotus pod. But oh god, those pictures are so disgusting. First off, and second, like I don't have a fear of it. For me, it's just a ew. Like it's just ew.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. Like, I know a lot of it's photoshopped from like that, from the Lotus Pod, because I was at that years ago. But it's like fascinating, but so disgusting at the same time.
Oh, it's disgusting. It's one of those things you can't look away from. It's almost like
That's why.
Dr. Pimple Popper when they really get going.
Yeah, so for me, it's again recording the podcast, the last episode. All I was doing is scrolling through trypophobia images, and what people don't know what trypophobia is, it's the fear of holes, and not like, oh my god, it's a big crater. No, it's the fear of a bunch of tiny holes in like one area. Um, so if you think you don't have it or you think you do, well, you would know if you do. But if you don't think you have it, just type in trypophobia, fear of holes, and then Google images, and there you go.
It's gross.
And
Like it's, ugh.
and as we
Speaking of gross. No, wait, no, hush, silence, silencio. So, Sarah, do you know what the blue waffle is?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so Adrian did not know what a blue waffle was until like a couple episodes ago. And I introduced him to what the blue waffle is.
Oh my god, you didn't know what the blue waffle was? Oh my god. Oh shit.
Now, whenever he goes
Oh
to the
my
grocery
God.
store and goes through the frozen foods and sees the blue waffle mermaid Eggos, he's gonna have to make his hand.
and yes, on that note, would you end the show for us, dear Ashley?
Well, I wasn't ready. I had like another fact I wanted to bring up.
Really?
Well, bring up the fact.
Well, something interesting that I read, like, because I was like looking at Google, because I also wanted to look up interesting facts, just in case you didn't have one ready, and I was gonna give it to you for the beginning of this podcast. But it's something interesting that what the engineers and stuff do for astronauts, that when they're in space, like what they do for them when they're all depressed.
What do they do?
They give them space. Good night, everybody.